Square Bear was created by myself and Brooks Proctor. It actually just came about in one day only. I was sitting around, and we were on the phone, and he was like, "Ash, we got to come up with something that is actually about something. You know, we do shows, we do all kinds of projects all the time," and he was like, "We just got to come up with something that means something, but that's still, you know, kind of cool or whatever." And so Brooks is real smart, and he always throws out all these amazing ideas or whatever, and then I veto all of them all the time. You know, he'll be like, "What about this?" And I say no. "What about that?" I say no. And so he mentioned Square Bear, and I was like, "What's that?" And he's like, "It's this phrase that kids use, you know, it just explains a square or whatever, you know, just something that's not that cool." And so long story short, we just rapped about how important it is for kids to be themselves and to know that they're, you know, they're perfect just the way they are. And while he was saying that, I had a little piece of paper, I'll never forget, it was like just so tiny, like 3 inches, like a note card. And I drew this bear, I just sketched it out, and I took a picture of my camera phone and sent it to him. And I was like, "What about this?" And he's like, "That's it." And from probably like the next 3 hours, I got on Photoshop, Illustrator, and I just kept making different versions of the bear, to the point that we worked for the rest of the day, and we couldn't get a face for him. We had the bear made, and he didn't have a face at all. And so we, you know, asked people, we had different variations of it, and finally, by the end of that day, we had birthed Square Bear. And it's been that way ever since. I mean, and that was just in one day. That was way back in September, October. And then by November, we had our first shirt printed. And here it is March. And, you know, we're doing the dang thing. So it was it's been cool. Square Bear is all about being yourself, because we're all squares in our own way. In our own way, we're weird, we're the oddball, you know, we have our inhibitions, we're not cool enough or whatever, and then you look at somebody else, you think they got it going on. But in their way, they're a square. And so we have this thing, we're kind of playing off of that and saying, how do you rock your Square Bear? So you get a Square Bear shirt, and you wear it your own style the way you do. You know, we have people that wear the sweatshirts with the button-up shirt underneath, you know, or whatever. We get girls that they buy their shirt and they want to cut it, you know, and have like their shoulder out, and I'm like, no, you know. But it's just about being yourself. So in the same way that you wear your clothes your own way, you know, you're yourself on the inside. It shows that you're proud to be yourself, and that we say you're square at heart. So. Okay. Both Brooks and I have done a lot of work with youth in our community and in Kansas City, and so the idea is to keep building off the idea of being yourself and to get involved with other organizations, even start our own organization that gets the youth working, doing community work just like we did, or in the arts, or whatever way that the youth can stay off the streets and be themselves. We want to have a part in that and try to encourage that as best we can. So in the future, yeah, Square Bear is going to be a clothing line, but it's also going to be, you know, scholarships or whatever type of programs that just can help drive our youth forward and keep them focused.
Okay.
Other than clothing, Square Bear is going to be doing, especially this fall, we're going to come out with a whole line of school supplies, backpacks. We're going to try to raise money to get shoes for kids for going back to school through that program. We're going to be having pencil boxes, whatever, anything that you can go to school with. It's going to be Square Bear stuff, and a lot of it's going to be donated to a lot of the kids that have it. But it's going to be driven by those of you that purchase it. We plan on having everything, you know. It's kind of like Square Bear versus Hello Kitty kind of a thing, you know. I mean, you're going to be seeing kids with their little geek glasses in school, you know. They'll have all colors or whatever and just have like a little Square Bear down the side of it or something like that. I mean, there's going to be a lot going on with Square Bear. But the main idea is, once again, it's going to be school oriented and to keep kids, you know, in school, keeping it cool kind of a thing. So there's a lot to come from Square Bear.
Okay.
see somebody from overseas in Square Bear, I'm first of all really proud just to know that, you know, I doodled that in, you know, a few minutes or whatever, but it reminds me how we all speak the same universal language. Everybody just wants to be loved and accepted for how they are, and someone just like you is all the way across, you know, overseas, and they're just trying to be themselves too, you know, so it just kind of reminds me how we're all just one race, you know, one culture when it comes down to it. We're just trying to all be accepted, and I think it's awesome that that has that type of voice just through a little bear, you know, through a little nerdy bear. So it's inspiring, and it makes me think that more positive people that are cultivated and that raise up through Square Bear, all the stuff they can do, you know. Brooks and I aren't the only people that have a vision for the youth, and so just once we figure out how to even get things going and the processes on how to succeed in this thing, you know, we're going to show it to other people that have that type of heart, and that's going to spread like wildfire. So it's really cool that that could be anywhere in the world. You can go to mysquarebear.com and you can order what's online, and if you don't see what you like, you're always open to make a request at our contact page, and that's how you get it. That's pretty much it. You can check us out on Facebook too. It's My Square Bear. Follow us on Twitter, My Square Bear.
All right.